Okay, I'm going to show you how to crop a bunch of stamps scanned into individual stamps and save them all as JPEG files. So we're going to use PowerPoint to do it. And I start PowerPoint. Once it comes up, it's going to give me the option to create a new presentation or slide set. And I'm going to use blank presentation. Just double click on blank. And then click the very edge of these dashed boxes when it becomes this multi-directional arrow and hit the delete key. We don't need these. Now the next thing we need to do is to size this more or less like a stamp, which I'm guessing is about, say, 8 by 6 is the proportion. So 8 inches tall and 6 inches wide. So I'm going to come up to design. You can make this any size you want. Pick design. I come over to slide size. I say custom size. And then I set my dimensions to a width of 6 inches and a height of 8 inches. And I say OK. And then you can pick either maximize or ensure fit. Since you have nothing on the screen, it doesn't matter. And that's kind of our stamp size. Now what I do is I bring in the scan. So I'm going to insert pictures from this device. And I'm going to go to downloads. And here's the scan. So I just double click on that. And it comes in. Now what I want to do, move up just a little bit. There we go. And grab the little rotate because it's upside down. So let's rotate it to make it right side up. And this is our base example. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the slide thumbnails on the left. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to say duplicate. So we're going to keep this here as our template to keep working on. Now let's say I want this stamp down here in the lower right. I click on the image, make sure that I have picture format selected, and I pick crop. And it makes these little black anchors or tabs at the corners and the edge. I just grab one of the corners, and I pull it down to one corner of the stamp, pull the other corner up to the other corner of the stamp, and then I click crop again to complete the crop. Now I have the stamp. I can align it up in the upper left-hand corner, pull it down. It looks like it was completely wrong as far as the dimensions of a stamp. But there, now I've got a stamp. Now what I do is I go back to my original scan, right click on it in the thumbnails over here on the left. I say duplicate slide, and then I come to the next one. Select the slide, make sure picture format is selected, pick crop, and let's go for the one in the upper left-hand corner. We just keep doing this for every stamp, making a different slide. And I say crop again. Line this in the upper left-hand corner. Now notice it maintains the aspect ratio if you grab the corner to resize it. If you grab these sides, it won't maintain the aspect ratio. Okay, and you just keep on doing this. Now, once you have all of your stamps set up here, what you do is you say File, Export, change file type, and then double click on JPEG. It's going to ask us where we want to save it. Let's save it in downloads where the other thing was. And we'll call this, let's say we're going to have a bunch of these, so we'll call this Stamps 1. And we say save. Now it asks you, do you want to save one slide or all slides? We want to save all the slides, so it'll save all of our stamp files in a directory called Stamps1. And it's done. Now if I open the file browser, I come over to Downloads, and I double click on Stamps1, you can see here's my JPEGs for my stamps. Now if you want to save this, go ahead and say File, Save As, give it a name. Maybe we'd call it Stamps1 PPTX. You only have to do this if you're going to come back and work on it later in PowerPoint. Stamps1. And then we're done. Just close PowerPoint. And then you would go through the same process for your next scan of stamps, and that's it.